What's up, YouTube? Today, I'm going to be showing you the shop for the last time. You may want to stick around to the end to find out why. We're going to start the tour here on the outside because over the last 2 years, we've actually renovated the outside of the building with a new roof, a new paint job. It's just so nice to have a nice, clean building and something that you can really be proud of and present. So to have like the nicest building on the block is a really nice place to work. This building has been completely transformed, inside and out. So let's take a look. As we step inside, here's the shipping area. All the material here, keep the forklift here, wide open space, ready to bring all these sheets in. I think we've got about 800 sheets in stock, something like that at all times. When we come around the bend here, we do have our Homeg N300. That's the auto load CNC, lift table there, cutting, ejection out that way for the operator just to grab our parts. And right here, directly across from it, in this little corner is our dovetailing space. I don't know if I've showed it off in a previous video, but we do cut all of our solid wood board on the saw, bring it here, sand and prep it, machine it, and then cart it over to our drawer assembly area, just so all the dust stays down here at the machining center. As we come to the exit of the CNC, we do have the Homeg D200 right there. The operator pulls the pieces, scans the barcode, and dowels all the parts right there as he's waiting for more pieces to come off. Keeps the operator busy at all times. And from the other way around, that racking in the shipping area there, you can see we have this hallway between the edge bander and our Homeg B200. That's the big beam saw we have. So we bring the material here with a lift table, pop it up so the operator doesn't have to lift material or anything like that. Just slide it right onto these float tables of the saw. So right next to the saw, we actually do have the Homeg V200, which is a single part CNC. Of course, this thing is absolutely great. We drill all of our doors on it for all the hinging locations. It's really made it easy. We don't even have a blue mini press here at all. So as we continue the tour from the cutting center, all the CNCs and saw cutting, all the componentry and stuff, doweling, that all comes right here to these conveyors. I got two 50-foot long conveyors right off of the CNC area here, heading that way over to the edge bander. So let's head that way. So there, at the end of these rows, we meet up to this other lift table that runs perpendicular, which feeds straight into our S512 edge bander. This thing is like 35 feet long, crazy machine, runs about 20 meters per minute. And the operator can basically edge everything that the CNC operator cuts in a day. Takes about half a day for the edge banding operator to completely edge and sort out. So the operator will edge all these pieces, and we have a bench right here that runs along the whole length of the edge bander. And that's where we keep all of our drawer slides, hinges, hardware, everything that has to go onto the cabinets. We put the gables down right here just for hardware to go on. They get sorted onto our carts, which you've seen in a previous video where I talked all about carts, all the different types we have here. Make sure you check that one out. Cabinets go onto these carts sorted out, where they're then parked, and I mark them in whatever order we have to assemble them in. So the assembler can just grab them and go whatever order they got to be made in, which is back over here to the assembly bench. Let's head over there. So we set the clamp up in this position because it gives us the longest run of uninterrupted conveyor to packaging. So we've got two 120-foot lines here of conveyor heading from assembly all the way to the auto wrapping station at packaging. So workbench, Bonison closer, 2500. Cabinets go in, get squished, eject immediately once the timer's up. Really keeps the pace going, keeps the assembler working at a steady pace to put these boxes out. So after assembly, they head down to packaging. But what about all the doors and drawers? I mentioned earlier that the dovetails are machined over at the machining center and they get built over in the drawer box area. So let's head over there next. Right across the hall from the edge bander and through the middle here, we have a little custom area. And that's where we have a little sliding table saw, our homemade notching machine for the dovetails, of course our dovetail clamp, and our 5-piece door clamp, should we ever have to make any of those. So all the parts from dovetails go onto our lean-to carts and wheel them over here just for assembly. Again, another lift table, make it super easy for the assembler here for that. Everything the assembler needs is right here at this dovetail station. There's no need to go back and forth between here and the other assembly station. Every area should have every tool that it needs, which makes it super organized for us. And if you've followed the channel for a while, you know we do make our own MDF doors. We do all of our own finishing. So from the machining center, where we make all the doors, all the cabinet parts, you've seen the parts go past the bander, what way those are going. MDF doors will actually come back through receiving area and right here to our inspection bench. We usually line the carts up here, inspect and sand any machining marks out of them, running through our Volpetto edge sander, which is a power-fed edge sander with flap disc, breaks those edges, sands them flat, perfect. Once that happens, we toss them right onto this conveyor belt, which feeds right through our Lauer brush sander and straight into the Cefla Prima. All this equipment has a video or has some kind of feature in other videos, so make sure you go through and check out other videos we have if you want to see more details on any specific machine. So they go through the Cefla into this room where we catch them and stack them up, and this big room right here is our oven to cure the doors so we can get a coat of primer on and dried in 25 minutes flat. Once the doors have been painted and then cured, they'll come out of here and they head across the main drag over to the hinging bench where they meet up with the cabinets you saw us build earlier. Now, as I mentioned before, we don't have any hinging machines. So this hinge bench is just a bench. All of our doors get drilled over on the V200, so it doesn't need an operator to mark out hinges, different offsets, different overlays. No one has to have a tape measure and measure that stuff out. So I'm sure no one's ever messed up drilling a door after all that work painting it, right? We drill everything before finishing, so if there is any kind of mistake, it's just a piece of wood at that point. You don't have all that extra effort put into painting it. All the racks here are finished doors that are ready to go onto the cabinets. You see back there, that's the clamp heading this way to packaging. So we just use the bench, hammer in the hinges, put them on the cabinets. Here they're at final inspection and before they hit that packaging machine over there. So let's head that way and take a look. As an entry-level wrapping machine, this thing has been outstanding. Of course, every machine has its quirks, but this thing is running really good right now. We run a double layer of bubble across the face of the cabinets. There's a single layer that goes underneath. Along with this cutter right here, it basically creates an envelope of bubble wrap around the entire cabinet before going through the orbital stretch wrapper. So they just conveyor straight through and they come out as a nice pretty present right there. And now for the end of the line. Once they've been packaged, I have a makeshift shipping area here with carts and skids and all kinds of ways just to get the cabinets out of the way and sent off to wherever they got to go, whether it's pickup or delivery. But now I'm going to show you the big secret, because this is not really the end of the tour. The shipping area here is now being changed all around. That packaging machine is going to be moving because we got a new machine right over here. Let's take a look. So here's the big boy clamp. You might have seen it in a previous video when we moved it in place in our spring cleaning video where we swept up the expansion area. We got this over here and in place. Homeg's been working on it a lot recently, and we've just got it running close enough where I'm happy to show it off. This clamp is a monster of a press. This machine weighed 20,000 pounds. We had to actually rent a forklift just to move it here. And why would we have a clamp all the way over here in the shipping area? If you've been following along, you know that we're expanding. We're looking to increase our output. We're always at the frontier of technology. So this Christmas, we will be expanding and getting some new equipment. And so this clamp is going to be here because the entire shop I've just shown you is all going to move again. And that's why you're probably wondering, what's with the name of this video? How is this the last tour? It's the last tour because this is the last time you're going to see the shop in this configuration. We have many other tours on the channel, and make sure you check them out and compare how the shop has changed over the years. So just a little sneak peek of what we have planned. Since the clamp is down here in the shipping area, that means all the parts are going to be made and heading down this way, which means that the hinging bench and the packaging is all going to come into here, the expansion side of the building. And look at that. Last time you saw it was still dingy. We've already got half of it painted. See, we've got it tarped up now. But this is another 10,000 feet over here, ready for assembly and packaging. However we decide to lay it out, you'll see soon enough in an upcoming video what our plans are. But we will have the cabinets conveyor off of that and come around into this new expansion area. So there you have it. The hole in the wall no longer has a tarp covering the two sides. You see we've got some paint up on the walls. And that's the last tour of this layout that you're ever going to see. So thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, all that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.